Okay, I want to say hello again. It's only me, Wushu Richard. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me again. Okay, in this video we've got another topic. Okay, in this video another topic. So I'm going to be talking again to you, to the camera, just my mind. Okay, I'm not trying to force ideas upon people. Okay, in this video I'm talking about trusting people. This is one thing I'll say. Right? I don't want to just say don't trust anyone. But what I want to say is let's be realistic. Okay. Right? Fair enough, you can say, if you don't trust others, it's terrible, you know. You can trust people, but you can only trust people to be who they are, regardless of what you think you know about anyone or this or that. Now, I'm not telling you to be paranoid, I'm not trying to tell you to think this or that, but believe you and me, well, I don't want to say this, but, you know, like they always talk about respect, you know, the person who deserves the most, you know, there's only, was it like Rocky Balboa when the guy says, you know, in this world you find there's only one kind of trust that matters in this world, in this life, is self-respect. That's respect, yeah. Trust also, I would say one kind of trust, of course you've got to respect others too and all the rest of it, but it's like, sometimes in this life, you know, respect and trust are both like that. It's like Trust has got to be, you've got to trust yourself more than anyone else, and you can only trust yourself more than anyone else, because you know yourself more than anybody else, right? So it makes sense. But what I'll say is, I don't want to say that don't trust others and that, because you have to some extent. And the people you know more, and people that have proved it over time, this and that, you know, you will be able to trust more. But you know what I'm trying to say though, people will be who they will be. People are selfish, and the people that are not close to you, so the people who are not close to you, or the people who are, you know, family and our loved ones, close friends, you know, you'll be surprised even in those sometimes too. But I'm saying, if it's like other people though, people at work or whatever, believe me, there's competition. You may have people that seem like good close friends of yours at work, but they might meet up with their boss or something and try and get closer. They'll try and find a way to ditch you. They'll try to find a way to use their power in some way that they're better than you. People are always fighting for power. They want more respect from others and things like this. So people will try to shit on you, and excuse my language, they will try to drop you out, and they'll come across friendly to you, but you never know what they're saying behind your back, or you'll never know what they think of you on the inside sometimes, and it's really sad. So I don't want to say this, but in some way you'd be best off not trusting anyone. You know what I'm trying to say? Don't trust absolutely anyone. What I mean by that is, I don't mean don't trust them, I'm saying don't give them the absolute 100%, 200%, you know, benefit of the doubt that this person would never harm you and they're totally pure and honest. Because there's people out there, believe me, especially if you're talking about in work or in some kind of a position, or there are people that would walk over you. You've got to know that, because even you yourself might have those kind of feelings inside. Wouldn't you want to be top dog, and wouldn't you like to be, you know, I'm not saying, right? You may not be, you may be a humble person, normal like I am. I'm not putting you down, I'm not a total monk, but I do live more under those principles, as I've said before, and I try to live pure and humble with myself, do the right thing and understand myself. I don't try to harm others. It's cowardly to, you know, go opposite against the flow of nature. You should go in the flow of nature. Now, you may say there's a flow of nature in the workplace or in society, this and that. That's all BS. That's just made up. That's the flow of what they're creating. You don't go in the flow of what someone's creating. You go in the flow of what's right. So I'm going to finish this video. It's a very short video, okay? I want to just say basically, when it comes to trusting people, you've got to think about that. And it's not as simple as, you can trust someone or you can't one way, or you just decide, or you try to read the whole situation, or because of this or because of that, you trust or you don't. It's simply the fact that, I'm not saying distrust people and this and that, and that's a negative thing. I'm just saying don't put 100%, 200%, put your life on the line and everything on the line, and find yourself dropped in the shit, or, you know, find your life falling apart, or find it where, you know, as you might see it, or find, which you never will, you know, you never have nothing. You've always got a chance as long as you're living stuff, but, you know, don't make it so that you know, you find yourself in situations which are hard to come back from. the way I'd say, right, is like, when there's people, just be careful who you're dealing with. Don't give people all the information, and it's a martial way again, it's ninja again, no? Don't give other people your, don't tell them exactly everything you're thinking, all of your ideas, your plans, your knowledge, your blah blah blah. Even if you're trying to ask questions and things, trying to get more knowledge, you've got to come across as a certain thing, because people will use that against you. People are so clever, they try to use that against you, or so-and-so doesn't know this or that about that, or this or that about this. And you might say, well, that's funny, you know, people have got this way where they can say whatever they want about you and this or that. They need stuff to back it up sometimes, fair enough. But it's so funny in this world, sometimes people use words and language to harm others. And it's funny how stories can be fabricated, or people can just make up stuff and create an image of a person that everybody sees, and actually there's no evidence there or no proof in the first place. So people are like snakes, people are nasty. You get so many nasty people around who will try to put you down, you know, and pull the wool under your eyes. What they call it, they'll try to fuck you up, basically, so that they can get somewhere, okay? Or they'll try to use you against them, use you as their advantage, your weaknesses. And you may be thinking, well, how is that then? You know, I'm careful with my words, the way I say things, but you may not be seeing that there's things that they're using against you. And the thing is, like, you may not be able to plan. It's like, you know, they say, like, you've got to plan first for your future, otherwise you have, you know, isn't that? Yeah, but how can you plan for the future? You don't know what the future is going to be. You can't plan for tomorrow because you don't know what tomorrow has for you. You know what I'm trying to say? You're making it now, and with what you think it's going to be. What I'm trying to say, well, fair enough, you've got to plan how to build a house, blah blah blah. You know, you plan a shopping list. When you get to the shop, they're out of stock, or it's not there. So you can only base it on your average of what you, on most days, what the situation is, or most time. You can only base it on some kind of average estimate of what you. It's like, again, it's still guessing though, you know what I mean? You know, the truth is, you know, when you see it, you see it, you know, whatever is, I'm saying. Regardless if you don't, or if you do or you don't. There's a seeing is believing, but feeling is the truth. Now what I'm going to say is, right, it's not only like that, you know, is a lot of, let me tell you one thing, right, the snake can be cunning. These enemies, these nasty people, these clever people who want to just, they think they're productive, you know, they think they're efficiently trying to make a good way of life by putting others down. They've got to be the top dog after all, it's that survival. People like this are smart, they try and get close to whoever it might be, where the power is, you know, to make you look like a fool maybe behind your back and fuck you up, and they'll try and use you to get the little jobs done or whatever, you know. Or the big job that you just can't see, and you think someone's friendly, they'll go out for a meal with you or whatever, or let's have a coffee together, you know, whatever the fuck. And so you don't have a clue really what it's about. Now, you know, they're just trying to keep everybody happy. These people that go around trying to keep everybody happy, they're very smart people, they sure are, but you don't want to be fucked up by these people, right? So you want to be someone who's likable. These people do this very well, a lot of these people sometimes. So if you can work with this kind of power, learn the power from your enemies as well as your own power, you know, and do it efficiently, this is the thing. But you know, it's so funny, it's like, could you be successful, could you be the top dog, the winner? You can only be a winner if there's a loser, is that what it is? It's some situations I'm saying. Well no, it's what I'm saying, if you know, if we're all equal, then there'll be no position as such, you know what I mean? It's like chess. If you want to get into that square, you've got to get the other piece off, right, so you can get there, right, same thing. Knock them off the top spot as such. So, you know, champion, so it's like, so if you wanted to be, you know, the winner as such, you couldn't have everybody as the winner, you'd have to be higher than everybody else, wouldn't you? You'd have to make that clearly visible, that you stand out and everybody else is below. So what I'm trying to say is, right, these people are clever, you know what it's all about. But is honour and dignity, loyalty, honour, so honesty, justice, morality and all that, and what's relevant and necessary as such. But you don't, I'm saying, in terms of that, to that extent, you can still be a winner, you can still, you know, in some situations, you can still be the best you can be. I know I'm rambling now. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, they're cunning, right, these people, and they'll try, so you just can't really necessarily say you trust them because he's your mate, he's your friend, or whatever. He seems like a nice guy, or you trust whoever. You can't do that. As such, you can just say, you might say, I wouldn't put, I think he's a nice person or whatever, him or her, but you can't fucking say that you'd put your life in their hands. You know what I mean? You give them, you put, you know what I mean? The gun in his hands, let's say, if it was someone you just met on the battleground, let's say, for example, you know what I mean? Yeah? Put your money in a stranger's hand and not let them, and trust that they won't spend it. People go around spreading people's secrets and rumours and things like that anyway. So I'm saying, right, don't give anything up. Don't put your money in someone else's hands. Don't put your time in someone else. Don't put anything that matters to you inside someone else's hand. If it matters to you, you will have absolute total guard of it, anything in this life. If it matters to you, it will be in your heart, in your mind, it will be within you, and you are the ultimate cage, the force field of defence. You are it, and it is protected by you. You are the guardian of the fucking galaxy. You're the guardian of it, you know what I mean? And that's what it is, and it needs to get through you. And you know what? It's invisible because you're invisible. You can't find it. You're off the motherfucking radar. Excuse my language. So what I'm trying to say, right, is the same thing. These people, right, they're cunning anyway. They'll try to push you off, they'll try and push you off the cliff when you're not looking. They'll try and stab you in the back when you're not looking, right? But it's like you can prevent more of that. You can by not helping them out. You don't put the knife in the guy's hand so he can stab you in the back, right? Or talk about knives and then give him the idea to stab you in the back. Or say, you know what, guns are better, You might think, you know what, that's right, I might use a sniper rifle and take you out. You know what I'm saying? So you give them ideas and give powers to them, and ideas, knowledge is the power, they say. Knowledge is power, right? So you don't want to give him the power, the magic, the fucking knowledge. You don't tell him what you're going to do. So martial arts, you don't tell him, I'm going to use Tai Chi now, right? I'm going to use boxing or whatever. You don't tell them what you're going to do. Tomorrow I'm going to be sleeping outside the bank, I'm going to bring £1 million with me. So you don't say that, you know what I mean? You don't tell them what you're going to do, or what time you wake up, what time you go. You just do it, what's right for you, because they don't matter. You are you. Alright? So you're not trying to harm them, right? You don't owe them they don't owe you anything. So why the fuck should you owe them anything? You were born into this world. You're not someone's slave. You're not chained to them. They can earn your respect. You can respect them even if they don't respect you, because you're a good person and you understand all people are the same and they're all human. But you don't have to trust them as such. You don't have to put it in as such, which is like totally. I don't mean distrust them. I don't mean to think bad thoughts about everyone around you when they could be nice, honest, genuine people, more honest than you even. But what I'm trying to say is, because you'll be surprised sometimes how people can protect each other. Humans, and take care of everyone. They do have this heart, and there is an instinct in people sometimes. They can surprise you. They might end up saving your life or your family life. I'm just saying, right? You don't need to think all these negative things, because it'll be false. But you don't need to think all these positive things too, like totally trusting someone, believing someone, and putting life in their hands and this and that, like it don't matter, or something that doesn't. You think you put it all in someone else's hands, like. They're totally this or that, because if something goes wrong, it's like you've just basically given the job of protecting that which is supposed to matter to you to somebody else. This is not right, is it? Okay? If you are someone who's able to be smart and keep the knowledge to yourself and protect whatever matters to you, then you're doing a great thing, right? And other people will respect you for that. They'll see you as clever, too. They should do. It's a good example. And later on, when the coast is clear, after you've crossed the bridge, after you've done the task at hand, people will see that you were the real deal. You don't have to speak about it earlier on, people can fuck it up. You say, I've got the fastest car, Penelope Pitstop, Rocky Races. You say, I've got the fastest car, I can win this race, Fast and Furious. I'm just saying, right? And then someone, when you're sleeping, they sneak in the garage and do some changes to your fucking car's engine, and the wheels fall off the next day when you're in the race. You see, because you've told them the business. So don't let them have anything to talk about or any rumours. Don't give them any information about what is that. One thing you can do is give false information, by all means. Say this or that, whatever you wish, but they'll probably go around and say whatever they will about that to this and that or whoever. For example, you might say a lot of good things about you, and they might end up believing it, and they might spread that word around, and people will know about you. Or they might turn it around and say, the opposite, or that. They'll use that. Whatever it's going to be, they want to be clever, and some of these people will try to use whatever you say against you, right? Through other people, whatever it's going to be, it could backfire on you. So the best thing is to be totally absent and invisible like a ninja, again, ninja style. Off the radar, totally. You can't see your footprints. You wash away the footprints, you break down all bridges behind you, all things like that, you know what I mean? You build this empire, this castle, all the bridges, roads, paths. You are in charge of the whole city. You are the king of the fucking city. Nobody can walk the roads because they don't know how to. You know what I'm trying to say? All of the shoes only fit your feet. They cannot fit others' feet. You know what I mean? It's like the fucking blade, Wesley Snipes' blade sword. If anybody else tries to touch that blade, that sword, the handle comes out of some mini blade and chops their hands off. It's that you've got a total defence in your attack. You've got total cover, total balance, and total science in your application of what you do in life. That's what martial arts is teaching us. But you've got to be wise and you've got to be unseen. If they don't know it, what they don't know can't hurt them. Can't hurt you. That's what it basically is. What they don't know can't hurt you. What they don't have, they can't use. You can only use what you have. So they can only use what they have, and you can only use what you have. Be smarter, be faster, go to the right points early on, go to the shop early to buy the food before anybody else buys it, you know what I mean, yeah? You be there before them, you do the good things, do more, let it be seen, but others to the important places if you need to, get close with your boss at work or whoever it might be, talk to people. Don't overdo it. Don't try to be kind and help people and try and do too much because you're looking like you're a pushover too. So you can never trust anyone. It's a balance between you've got self-respect and then again through the whole time not totally trusting others. That's what it's about, I'm trying to say, yeah? I want to finish this video here. Thank you for watching. Remember that, okay? These people will slyly fuck you up. And if you don't believe me, listen to how people talk. Watch what they do. Listen to how people talk about whoever else. And look around you at this world, and look at people and think to yourself, do they really mean what they're saying? And where's the power? Where's the power, If all this is true, what you see around you, if all this, as in what they're saying, then would this be useful? Would this be real in a real world? No way. It's all a show. It's all fake, right? So you understand your power, your centre, you feel your energy. It's like, in blood sport, where he says, what's it say? Oh, God, when he says it was negative, he says, what does he say? About the enemies, he said, your enemy, release all the energy so that you see and feel nothing except your own energy. So you've got to feel, fair enough, you've got to feel your opponent's energy where it's going, you've got to read them, same as you've got to read the current of the water and the traffic on the roads and the lights, how to row that boat and everything, fair enough. But you've got your balance on the ground where you're standing, you've got to know if the ground's stable or not. You're standing on thin ice, you can step over there, fair enough. But you cannot go around, trust is like thinking something, assuming something. You can never assume, judge, or think you know what it is, even from what you read. Because a smile behind a smile could be the fucking, excuse my language, could be a gun pointed at you. Remember that, you know what I'm trying to say, in terms of this figure of speech I'm saying, So, cover yourself by not being there, and by being, implicating and applying effective, useful positiveness and not paying. The hero doesn't pay. The rich man will never be poor. Right? It's like, I don't know what I'm. You know what I mean? You don't pay out all your money. You know, you can only be either rich or poor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, are you paying more or are you earning more? That's what it basically is. So focus on what you're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't make a load of noise about it. Tread silently, stealth in the night, ninja style. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let all these noisy people around you give you their information. The more you can hear and read and understand, regardless of if it may be true or not, don't worry about that. But you can hear all this information and all this falseness that's going around. There's truth within it too, and the whole thing is just the absolute truth of these people are putting something out. Read and see what the truth is. That's what they mean by that, Taiji, and understanding the universe, and that's what we're talking about. Understand this nature of what's going on. Read the yin and yang, yin yang, okay, read that all around you, and see that. Don't just see it like you're fucking, talking shit. You don't talk shit, man. You go to the train station and there's no more train tickets for you. You're a little bit late, mate. You know what I mean? So you've got to read, this is real life. You know what I'm trying to say, yeah? The same way you see like on the news when you see these fucking, excuse my land, motherfuckers, these animals, these seals, what was it, recently, all these, so many sea lions, whatever they were, filling up this bridgeway because there weren't enough fish or whatever. But I'm just saying, right? Don't trust a motherfucker blindly. Sadly, we will never see inside someone's true heart. We'll only see from their actions what they do, and especially over time too. And it's not even about time. Time will tell, they say. But it's not what will happen like you say, oh, this person's been okay for 10 years, so you know this person will never turn around. They might turn around after 10 years and fuck you up, surprise you, or they might prove a point that they've really been their friend. But it's not about that moment, or the history is history, right? It's what's been, what it really is about, I'll tell you, what it's really about is the moment you're in now. Are you winning or are you losing? Yeah? You know what I mean, yeah? It's like, are you avoiding the hits or are you getting hit? Okay, it's never about you hitting, punching. It's about, in terms of what you do. It's only about if you're not getting hit or you're getting hit. If you're not getting hit, you should be going in, and if you want to talk about hitting, what I mean is like, you're being successful in what you want to do. But if you want to beat your opponents down, so if you want to get there before them, if you want to prevention is better than cure, right? If you want to beat your opponent, you've got to prevent them from attacking first. So you prevent the fight before it happens. That's the hero, that's the martial art warrior, yeah? So if you want to prevent this arsehole, excuse my motherfuckers, if you want to prevent this, dangerous person from causing the shit up, or people around you, if you can read, the best thing to do is be as efficient as you can be, avoid negativity at all costs, don't give too much information out, put the right amount of information to what's used, you use the right keys for the right door, don't start trying to use this and that just for the sake of using it, you know what I mean? Use what is necessary and nothing more, only pay which is necessary, don't pay what's not, and then what you do in time, money, all that, and what you kindness, patience, all that, and what you do is, you go in early, and then by the time, that's that, the enemy will be beaten, it'll be nothing. His moment, his time will pass. Don't be in his moment, be in your moment now, and his moment will never arrive. It's already, he didn't even have the idea. And even if they did have ideas, they could never catch up with you because you're faster, and you're always out of the spotlight, there's always something else there in the way. And direct their attention if you can, but don't waste your time, don't even be there that you have to do that. They'll find some other sorry person to pick on, don't forget. And the same way as that they'll try to chuck things in the way and confuse you too, you can do the same thing even to people around you. Make small talk on things, but be careful what you talk about. Saying other things can redirect their attention sometimes too. But you can't see everybody as the enemy and totally distrust people. I'm not saying that, okay? It's better to have trust and respect for others. I'm saying don't go around believing that everybody's nice and that they won't try to beat you off the chessboard as they knock you off so they can get to the better position is what I'm trying to say. It's not about competition, it's not even about that. Life's about nature and living it truly in yourself. Fuck the society and all that crap, all that fake stuff I'm saying. People, and the bullshit. I'm saying, if you want to get somewhere better in life, don't put all your trust in somebody else because they're smiling and they're nice and they're the closest ones to you. And so-and-so's a horrible git, a horrible person because sorry, the camera just stopped there because of the power. I'm going to finish what I'm saying now by saying the last thing, okay, yeah. Don't just, believe what someone says, or just trust in people because they're kind towards you and then, saying so-and-so's a horrible git or a nasty old git. When, it's the same thing, you see people as the nasty ones. Sometimes you just can't see your enemies sometimes, clearly. So, keep your enemies, your friends close, but your enemies close. And sometimes your friends can be the worst enemies. And you might see others as being a negative person. You may even see that person as someone you can really speak to, and they might even seem like they've got something in common with you. And most people will get clever with anyone. The clever people will be friendly with anyone, and they'll try and sit and talk to you about anything and anyone, and they'll have similar thoughts as you and interests as you, and they'll complain about the same things as you do. But behind your back, they'll put you down too. And there's people that go around like sly snakes, putting everyone down, just so they can get to where they want to get, because that's what the warrior wants to do. They want to pick off all their enemies without being unseen, the masterful way. That's what you should be doing much more than them. I mean, you should be winning more, at least being unseen more than them. You should be the master of that. They're just picking you off like you're sleeping or trying. You're not sleeping, you're living in this life. Don't give them a target. Be a moving target. It's the hardest should be, invisible, So they'll try and get closer to where they want to get, basically win the day. You're not trying to fuck up someone's day, but you're not trying to lose that day in your life, because it could be, the last day, like it's just one life. How dare you was born in this world, and how dare, why the hell should you fucking give it up for others, and that's it, one day you're dead. Thanks for watching. Remember, okay, it's about trust. This video is about trust. Trust, brother. Trust, motherfucker. Keep it motherfucking real, y'all. One love, my ninja. Keep that shit banging, homie. Yeah, motherfucker.